So I find it to be pretty funny when I get these certain comments on my videos, and I've been getting these comments from day one, but basically people will say stuff like, Spencer, stop doing that intro. Your intros are so cringy. What are you doing, Spencer? So in this video, I'm going to go in here and make an intro like every single other YouTuber does, and we'll see how much you like that, okay? So here we go. Hey guys, my name is Spencer Turley. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about James Stewart. You get my point, dog? If you want to hear that basic-ass monotone, no excitement in their voice, not saying anything out of the ordinary, then go watch those other YouTubers, man. I'm trying to be something different out here. I'm trying to go on here and say some crazy shit. Like, I'm known for that. Like, you can take it as being cringy if you want to. I don't care, but at least I'm not like everybody else, man. I'm trying to do something different. Like, respect the individuality here, dog. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand that. Like, I'm not just out here just saying stupid shit to say stupid shit. Like, I'm doing it for a purpose. I'm doing it to try to not be like that. That standard every day, every YouTuber sounds the same, does the same stuff. You know, you try to be something different, man. So, I'm never going to stop doing my intros. You're never going to stop me from it. It's never going to happen. So, you can keep on commenting your bullshit, but I'm going to keep on doing it. So, what's up, my dudes? We got old James Stewie boy in here on Monster Energy Supercross 2. So, I think I was the first person to ever actually make a James Stewart type rider video for the first official Monster Energy Supercross game. I know some people went in there and had like a James Stewart mod rider in the game, but that's not what this is. This is a literally like being able to make a James Stewart in the game itself, no mod. You can do it on consoles. It's kind of the whole point to it. So I've done this for the first official Monster Energy Supercross game. I did it for MXGP Pro, and now I went in here and did it on this. So if you're seeing the weird number on the jersey and the super small lettering on the back of the jersey, the reason why I couldn't change that is there's some sort of bug in Supercross 2 right now where if you go in there and try to change the size of the like name lettering and number on the back of the jersey, it won't save it. Like, it won't keep it. You'll go in there and adjust it like you want to, and then exit out, and it'll automatically default it back to this every time. So they've got some little bug in there that they need to fix, but I apologize for that. It's going to make the back of the jersey look a little weird here, but I'll show you that here in a minute when I go in there and show you every little piece that I have on the rider and every different, you know, customization option and stuff that I have on him. I'll show you what it does in there, and you'll see why it looks like that, but I apologize. I know that kind of takes away a little bit from it feeling like James Stewart because you can't even really see the name and the numbers all like cocked off to the right a little bit. So, yeah, it's pretty weird, but either way, I found a sick helmet in this game that looked just like a Red Bull helmet. I know some of you guys might be looking at this helmet and thinking it's a Red Bull helmet without even actually realizing yet, but it's not a Red Bull helmet at all. But there is a perfect, I think it's like a, I'll go in there and look at the exact brand here in a minute. I can't remember. I don't know if it's like FXR or something like that. But yeah, it's got the perfect coloring of a Red Bull helmet. So it's pretty cool. It can give you that exact James Stewart style feel in the game. So I think it's just cool to be able to come in here and do this, especially not in a mod. Like, it's one thing to go in there and be able to make a certain rider with a mod. You could do that with any sort of rider. You can make any rider in any motocross game with a mod, but being able to actually go in there and do it without a mod, just with the default customization options in the game, being able to make something really cool like this, I think it's more interesting like that because you can, people on consoles can do it, which I know the vast majority of people that play these games are on consoles, so, you know, if you're wanting to go in here and make James Stewart in your game, you can do that as well. So that was always the cool little thing I tried to push with my, like, real-life rider replica type customization things that I've made in these games. And it's cool with this game because there's nobody in this game that actually has the number 7. So you can go in there and use the number 7. Now, the next one that they make will have Plessinger with number 7, so you won't be able to use it because with these Milestone Supercross games, got that weird thing where if one of the other riders has a number, then you can't have that number. So, like, literally, and there's certain riders in there that have triple-digit numbers and double-digit numbers in this game. So if you just happen to be, let's just say, whatever number in real life, like 124 or some shit like that in real life. Well, there may be a real life pro rider that has that in this game, and you can't run that on your custom rider at all. Think about how stupid that is. I've never understood that out of Milestone, but either way, it's interesting making all the different James Stewarts in the game from like all the different Milestone games and how you can do it with the 7 gear. Obviously, you're not getting the exact Red Bull helmet in there like it would have been in Reflex and stuff like that, which certainly gives it a whole different feel, but I think this helmet does the job right here. We'll try to get it into a different camera. Guess that's probably the best one. You can get it in the far camera. Whoa. Now I got some weird camera action going. Okay, there we go. But yeah, there's just that, there's still that fantasy in a lot of people's mind of James Stewart, like, coming back and stuff like that, and I used to love James Stewart back in the day. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. He was like my guy when I first got into motocross and supercross. I think it was because he was on a Yamaha. This is like before I even knew what the hell I was doing or anything. But this is like back in like 2010 when I really got into real life motocross. James Stewart was on a Yamaha, and I just happened to get a YZ125. That was like my first real race bike. So, you know, automatically I was just kind of looking at whoever was the fastest guy on a Yamaha, and that's what kind of made me get into James Stewart. But even to this day, I think James Stewart was the fastest motocross rider of all time. Technically, in my own books, I wouldn't put him as the, like, quote-unquote greatest, but certainly the fastest. I mean, some of the stuff James Stewart used to do, it literally, like, make you want to throw up. It's, like, that nasty, bro. Like, I'm not joking around. I mean, whew. Oh, man. There was just nothing else like it. Like, D-Mort, wicked to the maximum, animal mode to the maximum. He just had trouble containing it at times, you know? He would just have a lot of trouble. Not necessarily the smoothest guy, right? Not really the most consistent guy, but when you talk about raw, speed, wicked, whip it, scrub it, I mean, he fucking invented the scrub. Like, what more do you need to say, you know? He will always be a legend in the sport of motocross just for that reason, just for how fast, how demortally wicked fast he was. You may never see another motocross rider as fast as James Stewart was. It was just like he would go faster and faster and faster and faster. There really was, when you talk about no limits to speed on a track, that was James Stewart. Like, he would go as fast as it took. He would hit lines nobody else was hitting. I'm talking like quad down the damn rhythm section, nobody else doing it. If it was possible to hit it, James Stewart would hit something, like, let me just give you a little example right here, okay? Let's just say, like, Villapoto, Dungey, all the other top guys. If it was possible for them to hit, like, a bigger section, right, and they were, like, really struggling to do it, but all of them probably could do it, James Stewart would hit something even bigger than that, right, on just about every track. I remember that specifically, like, in 2012, 13, 14, right in those years. Whew, he was hitting some gnarly stuff, boy. That's really when the 450s started getting that, like, wicked power, and they're wicked, and they were able to start hitting some massive stuff. And, you know, even back in the day on the 125, right? James Stewart's, like, known as the best 125 Supercross rider and all this other stuff and whatnot, but it was interesting seeing James Stewart on the 450, I guess what I'm trying to say, when the 450s really started getting developed. It would have been cool to have seen James Stewart not go through all that bullshit and been able to race, like, really race in 2015, 16. And I still think he would be racing had that not have happened. You know, that whole suspension bullshit going on. It is what it is. I'm not even going to get into that, but I still think he'd be racing. I think it just put such a damper on his career because it took him out for like a year or two, and it just did so much to, or I guess just one full year technically, or whatever the hell. So it just put such a damper on his entire racing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And they tried to come back, had trouble coming back, kind of got knocked out there, had some wrecks. He just wasn't the same after it. Like, I don't care what you say. I know he came back and won the Red Bull Straight Rhythm, but he was not the same James Stewart after coming back. I know a lot of people want to say it was this or say it was that, but man, I'm telling you, like, it just wasn't the same guy. I don't know exactly what went down, what happened, but if he wanted to, like, I mean, you know how he kind of got knocked out by Dungey hitting him. If he really wanted to come back You know, the next year after that, he could have, if he really, really wanted to and really try. He didn't really want to do it anymore. I mean, that's what it comes down to. When a rider does like what James Stewart did at the end, he's done. Like, he's done. He doesn't want it anymore. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So you can't, like, you know, a lot of people make all these other excuses as to why he quit or why he wasn't as fast that last year or whatever, but I'm telling you, dude was done. He was just done. And you just got to respect that. You know, you got to understand that and just realize, like, when dude's done, dude's done. It is what it is. It's disappointing because I know a lot of people love James Stewart, and he was such a inspirational, you know, figure in the sport and all that, and made it really exciting to watch because he'd do stuff like you ain't never seen in your life on a dirt bike in just about every single main event, right? But it is what it is. That's like the history books now, right? That's the legacy behind us now, and you just kind of got to respect it. Just like how you look back at Carmichael and McGrath and all that. Well, Stewart's legacy is over. It's just what's done is done, man. It is what it is. It sucks to anytime those fast guys go. Like when Villopoto retired, that sucked, man. It was terrible because you lose such a crazy good talent like that. I just, like, when I look back at the days of Carmichael, Stewart, Villopoto, and even into Dungey somewhat, but more so like Stewart, Villopoto, Carmichael, oh my God. Those three, woo! Those dudes are just downright insane. And of course Reed was quick back in the day too, but I just mean, I don't know, like Stewart, Carmichael, Villopoto, there's something about those dudes. They were on another level. I'm on a new level. Like they really were. And specifically Stewart in the speed category, Villopoto in the just absolute railing, spinning the back wheel in a corner, like ridiculous. Like Villopoto looked like a river flowing, literally, on the track. I don't know how to explain it. Just, and not like smooth, not like super smooth, like safe riding smooth. Villopoto was wicked fast, but also smooth at the same time. I don't even know how to explain Villopoto. It's just alien level, like, riding. You know, absolutely 1,000% one with the bike type riding. Stewart was just wicked, you know. But then, like, Carmichael, you know, he was obviously wicked for his time and stuff like that. But Dungey kind of captured the whole consistency aspect of it. But nowadays, you know, with a lot of these newer 450 guys, I feel like some of them haven't really hit their prime peak yet. Like they have, but then some of them's gotten injured, and you're not really seeing their full potential, like with Roxon. Musquin's been injured a lot. Of course, Tomac, he was wicked fast at that one outdoor race where he won by, I don't even know how much, you know, crazy big gap in first, but then he tore both of his shoulders out of place, which you know that has to affect somebody when that happens to him. So, okay, so here we go on the customization menu, and as you can see, even the FXR helmet, when he's holding it to his side, it actually looks like a Red Bull helmet. I mean, I shit you not, like what does that look like? It looks just like a Red Bull helmet, dude. So, apologize if I looked a little slower in that gameplay. I actually don't have the fastest exhaust, you know, pipe on the bike here. There are certain things I put on this bike for more of a look than a performance. So, you know, there's certain things on here that you could certainly get more power out of the bike and stuff like that on, but I'll run in here and kind of show you every little thing I've done. So as far as rider data, obviously James Stewart and the back Stewart like this. So basically you can come in here, I'm using Style 5 white. You can come in here and move this around and make it bigger where it looks better like this. Okay. So you can get it like that, right? Kind of confirm, hit A on everything, back out. Okay. Now if you go back in here, it's still big. Okay, everything's good. If you go to number 7, I have Style 2 on this one. Make it a little bit bigger, like this. Make it how you want it on that. Okay, everything's looking good. Now if you go back to number 7 again, everything's good, everything's good. Now if you hit B from there, okay, you go back to rider data, everything's fucked again. So it literally won't save it. Like, this needs to be patched, this needs to be fixed, this is a legitimate bug because you can't change where the numbers and the lettering and stuff is. Like, it's insane. So either way, that's what I have on the name and the number. The height is 160. I just made him as short as I could because I'm pretty sure James Stewart's pretty short. Obviously, USA, Florida right there, so that's that. Rider appearance, went with this one right here. This is one of the same ones that was in the first official Monster Energy Supercross game and MXGP Pro, if I'm not mistaken. You could either go here or you could go here. This might be like a younger looking, Stewart, but I just feel like this one fits it a lot better here. So obviously, brown eyes, this color hair, just think it looks the best. I thought I had no facial hair on this. I guess I had that. I would say the best is probably no sort of facial hair here at all. So like this, that'd probably be the best. I accidentally had it on this right here. I mean, I guess it could go both ways. You could go like, this is kind of the, kind of the faded look, or you could just go totally like that. Hat, didn't really go there. Glasses, sunglasses, you could put something on him, like some Oakley shits or something. He definitely rocks that at times, but I just left it without it. Tattoos, don't really think James Stewart has a whole lot of tattoos on him. Definitely not visible. Earrings, not that important, not that big of a deal. So rider outfit, okay, here we go. So you can kind of see that's what the full outfit looks like. Looks pretty freaking good, dude, if I must say so myself. So the helmet is technically a, let's see, it's a... And I went through quite a few of these trying to figure out a Red Bull looking helmet. So it's an FXR helmet over here, right here. That's the helmet. I mean, just the overall coloration of it and where the yellow is compared to the... I mean, it's identical to a Red Bull helmet. It is the closest thing you'll ever have in a motocross game to a Red Bull helmet that's not an actual Red Bull helmet. Like, I can't believe how similar this is. Even the blue, like almost carbon fiber looking area there in the back looks just like a Red Bull helmet. The placement, the coloring, everything about it, it's so damn similar. You pretty much have to run this on James Stewart in this game. I mean, you could run, obviously, like a 7 helmet, kind of have that look, kind of like this. But I think the Red Bull, the Red Bull looking helmet looks a lot better. So with the goggles, just went Oakley down here on these. I think these look the best. Got that kind of cool, like blue-purple sort of tint to it. So it's got that. Obviously, the suit, I just went with the standard 7MX, standard black. You could have went with some different options here, but I think when you start going down this road of doing different stuff, you almost make something that looks more like Axel Hodges than James Stewart. You know what I mean? Like, even this right here, I feel like, or this, like, some of these look super like Axel Hodges and not so much like James Stewart. But when you go right here, it looks like James Stewart, right? Because I think he's actually ran that in a race before. Or you could go here, but that looks a little worse in my opinion. I would go this one right here. Okay, so the boots, I just went Garnet black. I think that fits it pretty well. I'm pretty sure James Stewart ran Garnet at some point, and then he started running the, obviously, the Nike stuff. Butt patch, didn't really put anything. No neck brace. Obviously, James Stewart's, he's wilding out. No neck brace action. So, yeah, that's the whole outfit on him right there. Okay. Now, let's go to the actual bike. All right. So, components, handlebars, I just left stock. You could put them on, like, friggin', Renthal or something like that. Whatever you want to do on it. But I just left them stock just for the simplistic fact of I wanted to kind of give this bike a little bit more of a stock feel to it, like James Stewart's stock bike feel. I don't know if he runs Renthal or ran Renthal. I can't remember every exact thing. But as far as the grips, just left those stock. Could have kind of put them on whatever you want. No handguards, exhaust. So right here, I actually went with the Yoshimura, the carbon, not the titanium carbon, which this is why I don't get as much power out of the bike, but I think it looks 10,000 times better having the black exhaust versus just the standard exhaust like this. But if you're wanting to go for more of a speed, full-blown actual stats on the bike, then you would obviously want to go with the titanium Yoshimura exhaust here, but I just went with the black here. So tires, just Dunlop right here. That's just what I ran. I'm not really sure what he runs on that. Rims. Hell, did I keep stock rims? I think I kept the stock rims, just trying to keep it perfectly blacked out rims. There's probably some in here if you wanted to, upgrade them. It's going to give you a little bit more acceleration, a little bit more handling. So if you want to do that, then you can, but you'd have to go in here and find an exact rim that doesn't change too much of the rim. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of these, you can get the like upgraded rim, but then it's not the right color. Like this would be pretty good right here, the Warp 9. That'd give you the stats and not jack up the actual rim too much. Or you could go with the gold rims, because I know James Stewart did have gold rims on his Suzuki at some point there. But there's certain elements with this whole James Stewart bike that I like to try to set up exactly like it was, and then certain elements I like to try to just put my own little flair into it, right? So it's like I try to make it look cool to me and look like James Stewart's thing, not just like, I'm not doing everything exactly 1,000% like what James Stewart had on the bike. You get what I'm saying? You can go that far if you want to. You know, if you're wanting to make it just totally 1,000% James Stewart in the game, you know, you could get in here and get real specific with it. But personally, I think any dirt bike looks better with the full black rim, black hub, black spoke setup better than I do the golden. So that's why I went more like that. I just think it looks better, right? So that was just a personal preference thing. But if you're wanting to go down the gold, make it look more like James Stewart's bike, you can do that if you want. Suspension, I'm not exactly sure what he ran there at the end. I know he went through some different stuff. I just put it on Showa. I think it looks cool. I don't know if that's what he ran or whatever, but brakes, I actually didn't put any brakes on this. Sorry guys, I don't have quite enough credits at the moment to really do what I want to do here, so I apologize for that. But if I was to put some brakes on it, I would have put something like any of these that have more of that overall black look. I try to go for the blacked out feel like James Stewart, but the blacked out rims, blacked out hubs, blacked out stuff. I don't know if James Stewart always ran the golden rims or if he ever ran the black rims. I could have swore he ran the black rims on the Suzuki at one point. Maybe not right there at the end, but I think he did at some point. So whatever kind of brakes you want to put on here, you know, if you're wanting to do the full-blown braking power stuff, you can do that. Now, as far as rear sprocket, I just put this one on it. It was just more of a black-looking rear sprocket. You can put any of these, really, Pro Taper, Renthal, right? You can go in here and put an all-black Renthal one. You could go the full Renthal setup, you know, Renthal handlebars, Renthal sprocket, if that's what you want to do. But I was running a little short on credits and really wanted to get this video out here, so I apologize for not having every little thing on it. But it's not that big of a deal, you know, like I'm going in here explaining things you could put on it, you know, differently, like the golden rims or the Renthal hubs or the, you know, the more titanium exhaust, Yoshimura, whatever you want to do. It's, you know, you can put your own little personal flair into it, right? Hell, you could put James Stewart on a Yamaha in this game. You can make it like it's, you know, 2010 James Stewart or something, or you could put him on a damn Kawasaki retro James Stewart. Like, there's no real, like, you have to put this on the James Stewart in the game. Like, it's not like that, dog. You can do whatever you want to do. Now, as far as the seat, the Blackbird Racing's got a pretty cool seat right here, kind of a stock Suzuki seat. I went with a, let's see, what the hell did I go with? The all black, but then the yellow ribs on it or whatever. The yellow grip things on it. I thought that looked pretty cool. So that's what I went on the seat. Or the saddle, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's everything on the bike right there that I have. So you can obviously if you're wanting to make James Stewart's bike actually up to par, speed-wise and all that, you're going to want to put more of the exhaust performance, more of the braking power performance, more of the better this, the better that, whatever, if you're wanting to do that. But like I'm saying, hell, you can go in there and put James Stewart on a Yamaha, James Stewart on a damn Husqvarna if you wanted to. That's what's cool about it. You can switch and swap and do whatever kind of thing you want to do with it, and that's what's cool. Or you could even go in there and do something like, so like with the bike graphics, right, I went more of the stock kind of feeling, which I usually do with this, but you could go in there and have James Stewart on the Lava Suzuki or something. You know, you could go something really cool like that that makes no sense and has nothing to do with the original James Stewart, or you could put him on like a Diamond Suzuki. That looks sick as hell. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you had just a James Stewart on a carbon Suzuki, that would look cool as fuck. So don't look at it like you have to do this, you have to do that. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Or you could just go with some of these other ones. I know there's some cool, kind of like stock. Let's see. I saw one in here that was pretty cool. See if I can figure out where it is. Kind of had the the OG, like this one right here, like some of these, you know, you can kind of go with a stock look, but not the actual stock look in the game. This one's actually got the Suzuki S on the front fender, kind of old school classic feel to it. So you've got that you can do, and obviously the special component stuff. So you could have James Stewart on a silver bike, on a gold bike, you know, whatever the hell you wanted to do on that, or the actual lava like that. That'd be pretty sick riding with that in the game. So, but I just had the stock, just kept stock livery on it. So as far as the front number, side number, left number, I had a big issue where on this as well, where it wouldn't let me. There's a bug here where once you start moving it and try, that's as big as you can get it. For some reason, that's as big as you can get it, and this is as far as you can move it. So you can get it more centered, but it won't let you make it any bigger. There's a bug with their entire number moving, gear number, name moving system. Something's wrong with that in the game. I don't know. So just be aware of that. I just left it. So don't apply changes. I just leave it to try to get the bigger 7 on there, because when you go adjust it, as soon as you start moving it and lower, then you can't make it as big as it once was. So it's got an issue. I guess you could just move it over like this a little bit, I guess. Like, you know, if you wanted to, kind of center that up just a little bit, but don't actually decrease or increase the size, or you're going to get stuck in that smaller area with it. So component color, everything blacked out. Black clamps, English Smiths, black hubs, black foot pegs, black levers, black brake clutch cap, clutch guard, black chain, black nipples, black brake cables, black spokes. So me personally, the way I like to make my sort of James Stewart, Suzuki, quote-unquote, whatever in the game is I like to try to black it out as much as possible. I think it just looks cool in the game. But if you're wanting to go, like I said, if you're wanting to go more 1,000% accurate, you can do that if you want to. More of the golden rim, more of the different kind of handlebars, you know, different suspension, different graphics on the bike, whatever the hell you're wanting to do. But it's the same way with the actual gear in here, right? Like James Stewart doesn't actually run an FXR helmet, but you can run that and make it look like a Red Bull helmet. So there's all these cool little combinations you can use and put together to get whatever kind of look you want to get out of it. But this is just personally what I went with. So, you know, it is what it is. Do whatever you want to do, man, right? Don't get too mad at I didn't do it perfectly or didn't do this little thing right or what. Like, I'm just doing what I want to do with it, and it's just fun to be able to do that. And you can mix and match, do any combinations, anything you want to do. You could put like James Stewart on a Honda if you wanted to, or whatever the hell. You know, you can make a lot of cool, really cool little combinations like that. So either way, man, that's my James Stewart in Supercross 2, the official video game. Appreciate you guys watching. Later, dudes.